Ooh, ladies and gentlemen, this is Ty from For the Love of Pro Wrestling. This past weekend we had WrestleMania weekend. Now, when you think of WrestleMania weekend, you think of NXT Takeover. You think of the WWE Hall of Fame. You think of WrestleMania. But you know what? The past few years have been a bit different. It's been about supporting independent wrestling. Independent wrestling, you had some great matches all year long. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about the top 5 matches of WrestleMania weekend. But first, we're going to start with some honorable mentions. Let's do it. Honorable mentions, or these are the matches that were the second tier of great matches we had. They didn't make top 5. They're just notch below. The first match I would put honorably happened at Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor. We had one half of the Golden Lovers, Kota Ibushi, against a member that's Team Cody. Hangman Page, I would call this Hangman Page's best match of his career. Kota Ibushi always delivers. He always gives you what you need when you want some pro wrestling. Really good match there, Supercard of Honor. Another honorable mention was The Miz defending his Intercontinental title against Seth Rollins and Finn Balor at Open WrestleMania. Seth Rollins becomes Intercontinental Champion. One of the best matches at WrestleMania itself. I would put this probably the third best match of the card. They got about 10 to 13 minutes of some good wrestling. I really enjoyed the match. If you watch only a handful of matches at WrestleMania, this is the match you got to watch. Then we went to a match I don't think a lot of people knew was happening. It's a really big deal to me because I'm a big fan of both men. We have Joey Janela, who I'm a huge mark for, against the Japan legend, the great Sasuke. This was a magnificent match. If you guys have not watched it, find a way, get a hold of some tape, watch it, learn some stuff about Joey Janela. The man's he's a gift to us, and he's a gift to independent wrestling. Next, we have honestly my favorite match of the whole weekend. Not the best match, my favorite independent match. Matt Riddle against the Japan legend, the hard-hitting, it's Uncle Minoru Suzuki. Minoru Suzuki was the replacement for Low Ki, who again backed out of a pay-per-view or a card for reasons. Really good match. Can't have a better replacement than Minoru Suzuki. Next, we have Keith Lee against Natsuko Sakamoto. I butchered his first name. Another great contest. Another match held under the WWN banner. I really enjoyed every bit of it. Next, we have a match on the Impact vs. Lucha Underground market when we saw Jeremiah Crane, also known as Sami Callihan on TNA, Impact Wrestling, whatever they call himself today, but on Lucha Underground. He is known as a sadistic, bloody masterpiece, Jeremiah Crane, against a guy he took a bat to about a month ago, Eddie Edwards. A very personal feud, had a great payoff here. I suggest you watch it. The 5th best match of the week happens at WrestleMania 34 when Charlotte Flair ends the undefeated streak of Asuka and retains her SmackDown Women's title. In my view, the best women's wrestling match under the WWE banner's history. Charlotte Flair and Asuka was the second match on the card, and they stole the show. They told you women's wrestling is important now, and it is on the heels of a great Shimmer show. You guys should watch too, one of the best Shimmer shows of all time. Getting ahead of myself. But Charlotte Flair versus Asuka, they stole the show. I really do believe Charlotte Flair is the best women's wrestler on the planet. Asuka's legendary undefeated streak comes to an end, and it was the right call. Have Asuka stay on Raw so you can end up taking the title from Nia. Charlotte Flair will probably end up losing it to Carmella, which is a smart move. I'd rather have Asuka lose to Charlotte than to Carmella. Really good match. Some great spots. Asuka tapping out to the figure 8. Just some great wrestling. This could have been invented at WrestleMania, and I would have been happy. The 4th best match of the show of the whole weekend would have to be AJ Styles defending his WWE title against Shinsuke Nakamura at WrestleMania 34. Now, this match wasn't as great as their match at Wrestle Kingdom. They were given a lot longer at Wrestle Kingdom. I would have liked them to get probably a good 5 or 10 more minutes in this match. Really good wrestling from both men. The ending is what got me, Shinsuke Nakamura going for the Kinshasa. AJ Styles rolling it through into the Styles Clash. Had to be the best reversal I saw all weekend. And in my view, it was the best match at WrestleMania. AJ Styles retains his WWE title, which shocked me. I saw Nakamura winning since he won the Rumble. I thought Nakamura was going to reign, but WWE did something good here. Post-match, Nakamura low blow Styles, kicks the hell out of his head, hits him with a Kinshasa. Shinsuke Nakamura turns heel at WrestleMania, and I'm very excited to see where they take this feud, and I'm very happy about it. The third best match of WrestleMania weekend is Cody Rhodes versus Kenny Omega at Ring of Honor's Supercard of Honor. This whole feud started at New Japan Pro Wrestling's New Year's Dash at night after Wrestle Kingdom, when Cody Rhodes tried to attack Kota Ibushi and Kenny protected him. It has went from there. We've seen Cody Rhodes and Hangman Page defeat the Golden Lovers. We've seen the Golden Lovers defeat the Young Bucks in a match of the year candidate. And Cody Rhodes having his best match tonight against Kenny Omega. These two guys stole the show for Ring of Honor. They really made an average show into a passable show with that main event. And in a shocking upset, Cody Rhodes pins Kenny Omega after the Young Bucks accidentally super kick Kenny Omega. Can't see how this plays out. Honestly, I see in the future the Golden Elite will join, which is Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi, Nick Jackson, Matt Jackson versus Cody Rhodes, his three guys. I really want to see what they were going for here. Great storytelling by Kenny, great heel work. Cody Rhodes, the second most hated heel in professional wrestling right now. The Young Bucks selling that they did not mean to. Really good match, really good storytelling, and some really good work rate wrestling. Second best match that happened WrestleMania weekend happened on NXT TakeOver, where Adam Cole defeats Ricochet, Lars Sullivan, Killian Dane, Ethan Carter III, and Velveteen Dream in a ladder match to become the inaugural NXT North American Champion. I agree with Dave Meltzer when he said about this match. This was the greatest multi-man ladder match since, in years. Actually, I would call it the greatest multi-man ladder match since the TLCs between Edge and Christian, the Hardys and Dudleys, a day after the Dudleys go in the Hall of Fame. This is great. We saw some massive spots. We saw some great bumps. It was a shock to me that Adam Cole won it. I really thought either Ricochet and EC3 were going to win since he just came into NXT. But giving Adam Cole the NXT North American title gives the Undisputed Era one more title. And they are really becoming my favorite thing about NXT recently. This match was insane. If you like high spots, if you like crazy bumps, if you like insanity, watch this match. Now, in my view, the best match of the card, it's the whole weekend, it's obvious what it is. It's the one match we haven't talked about yet. Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns. I'm joking. I really am. It main evented NXT TakeOver. It's been a year-long feud. It was Johnny Gargano against Tommaso Ciampa in a non-sanctioned match. Johnny Gargano wins when he locked in an STF and then put Tommaso Ciampa's metal knee brace over his face, and Ciampa taps out. So Johnny Gargano reinstated to NXT. This match, it hit the feels. It hit you right in the heart. It was the greatest storytelling match NXT has ever produced. This match deserved to be the main event because nothing could top it. The whole WrestleMania 34 card could not top it. Johnny Gargano is such a loving character, and Tommaso Ciampa is the most hated person in professional wrestling. He broke up DIY. He cost Johnny Gargano the NXT title. You know, because of him, we saw Candice LeRae having a big, storyline when she debuted, which Candice LeRae is Johnny Gargano's real life wife. Tommaso Ciampa was a groomsman at their wedding, so the story was there. This was so emotional, fulfilling as a wrestling fan to watch. This reminded me a lot of Shawn Michaels versus Triple H SummerSlam 2002. The ending sequence is brilliant. This was, I would say, the best storytelling match in WWE in years. Probably since Punk against Cena at Money in the Bank 2011. These men deserve what they got. That is your 5 best matches WrestleMania weekend. Like, comment, subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, follow us on Instagram. And make sure you always support independent wrestling.